Well, President Zelensky is not happy about this, and this is something that Ukrainians as a country have worried about since ceasefire talks began. Let's hear what he had to say.
Ukrainians will not gift their land to the occupier, and Ukraine is ready for any real decision that can bring peace. Any decisions that are against us, any decisions that are without Ukraine, are at the same time decisions against peace. They will not achieve anything.
Since this announcement, President Zelensky has made a flurry of phone calls to his allies. He spoke with the leader of South Africa, also the leader of the Czech Republic, as well as his important EU allies, namely those in France, Poland, but also the leader of the UK and a number of other countries to help solidify and cement Ukraine's stance on a possible peace deal. Now, people here in the country, I spoke with one commander of a brigade who told me that he would not stop fighting until he heard so from his generals, insinuating that any talks between the U.S. and Russia may have no effect on the current situation on the front line. However, when I speak to Ukrainians privately, some do express some skepticism of how Ukraine might possibly regain these lost territories. Now, if we look at what this deal might look like, there are some signals from the White House that it could involve some sort of exchange of territory, possibly the Luhansk and Donetsk region for Russia in exchange for Ukraine's Zaporizhia and Kherson regions, which Russia does currently hold about 75% of, not a small amount. But it's also important to keep in mind that these talks, there have been now 3 bilateral talks between Russia and Ukraine that took place in Istanbul, which brought us no further to peace. And this announcement of this meeting between U.S. President Donald Trump and Russian President Putin in Alaska does come as a result of the U.S. President's threat of sanctions on the 8th. And so still many believe here in Ukraine that it is possibly just Russia once again stalling this process.